Welcome back to our channel History Coins HD. As you that old as gold, but these rare Kennedy half-dollar coin that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that many people have seen, spent, or maybe even tossed in a drawer without a second thought, the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar. But what if I told you that this ordinary-looking coin might not be so ordinary after all? In fact, one version of it could be worth a small fortune. Grab your magnifying glasses and your coin jars, because you're going to want to check your stash after watching this video. The Kennedy half-dollar is one of the most iconic coins in American history. Introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy following his assassination, the coin quickly became a symbol of national pride and remembrance. Its bold design and larger size set it apart from other circulating coins, making it a favorite among collectors and patriots alike. Now, fast forward to the year 1998. That was a year filled with global events. The internet was booming, pop culture was exploding, and the US Mint was quietly striking millions of half-dollar coins at the Philadelphia Mint, marked by the P Mint mark. While most of these coins went unnoticed in daily transactions, just a few turned out to be extraordinary. So what makes the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar so special? Let's start with its design. On the obverse side, you'll find the well-known profile of John F. Kennedy, facing left, surrounded by the words liberty and the powerful phrase, "In God We Trust." The date 1998 is stamped boldly below his portrait. Flip it over, and the reverse displays the presidential seal, a heraldic eagle with a shield, an olive branch in one talon, arrows in the other, and a ribbon in its beak that reads E pluribus unum. Surrounding the eagle are 50 stars, representing the 50 United States. It's a strong, elegant design that reflects American ideals of unity, peace, and strength. But when it comes to coin collecting, it's not just about what's on the surface, it's what's behind the scenes that can change everything. Most of the 1998 Kennedy half-dollars are worth face value. Yes, 50 cents. But a few extremely rare examples, due to their condition, minting errors, or special strike features, have sold for far more. Some have been discovered with unusual finishes, others with slight but significant die variations that make them unique. And in the coin collecting world, unique means valuable, and now here's the part that gets every collector's heart racing: mint errors. Imagine a Kennedy half-dollar that was accidentally struck on the wrong metal planchet, or with an off-center strike, or with a double die. These rare anomalies often go unnoticed at first but can skyrocket a coin's value when authenticated. Some 1998 half-dollars also exist in pristine, uncirculated condition, graded MS-70 by professional grading services, which means they are in flawless, perfect condition as if they were just minted today. And that leads us to the magic question: how much can one of these special coins actually be worth? Before we reveal the number, let's talk about demand. Collectors love the Kennedy half-dollar series. The history, the symbolism, the beauty, it all adds up to strong market interest. And when you add rarity and perfection into the mix, prices go up. Way up. So if you happen to have a 1998 Kennedy half-dollar that's in mint condition, possibly with a rare minting error or unique finish, it might not just be pocket change. It could be worth an astonishing $73,000. Yes, you heard that right. $73,000. All from a 50-cent coin. So the next time you're digging through your change jar, sorting your old coin collection, or flipping through a stack of half-dollars, don't dismiss that 1998 Kennedy half-dollar. It could be the jackpot hiding in plain sight. If you found this video exciting, give it a thumbs up, share it with your fellow collectors, and don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss the next big coin discovery. Who knows, your next rare find might just be waiting at the bottom of your pocket. Top 2. We're going to explore something you won't find in just any coin book or catalog, because it's not supposed to exist. That's right, we're talking about the unbelievably rare 1918 Kennedy half-dollar. And now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, didn't the Kennedy half-dollar series begin in 1964? You'd be absolutely right. Officially, the US Mint began producing Kennedy half-dollars in 1964 to honor the life and legacy of President John F. Kennedy, following his tragic assassination. Before that, the half-dollar featured different designs like the Walking Liberty and the Franklin half-dollar. So how, then, can a 1918 Kennedy half-dollar exist? That, my friends, is where the story begins. Over the years, strange and unexplained coins have popped up across the country, coins that seem to break the rules of history. Among them is the mysterious 1918 Kennedy half-dollar. Only a handful of these coins are known to exist, and their origins remain largely unknown. Some believe they were fantasy pieces privately struck as collector novelties. Others speculate that they were experimental dies or secret test strikes produced quietly inside the mint. And then there are those who believe a master engraver from the early 20th century may have created them as tribute coins long before Kennedy ever became president. No matter where the truth lies, one thing is for sure, this coin is incredibly rare and it's making waves in the numismatic world. Let's talk about the design. Like the familiar Kennedy half-dollar, the 1918 version features the striking profile of John F. Kennedy on the obverse, with the word Liberty arching above and the date 1918 boldly printed beneath his chin. The reverse side holds the majestic image of the presidential seal, an eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch surrounded by 50 stars and the words United States of America and half-dollar. It's a design that feels both modern and timeless, yet seeing it paired with a date from a time before Kennedy was even a household name adds a layer of intrigue that collectors simply can't resist. Now here's where things get really exciting. Only a few of these coins have ever been authenticated and verified by professional grading services. And when they are, collectors go wild. You see, rarity is everything in the coin world. The fewer the number of known examples, the higher the value climbs. And when you combine scarcity with mystery, historical curiosity, and iconic American symbolism, you've got the perfect storm for value. These coins have shown up in estate collections, private auctions, and obscure coin shops where nobody realized what they had until it was too late. Some were tucked away for decades, forgotten in old wooden boxes or leather coin folders, waiting patiently to be discovered. So, what is a coin like this actually worth? Let's build the picture. It's mysterious. It's not supposed to exist. It's tied to one of the most beloved presidents in American history. It carries the aura of myth, the weight of speculation, and the beauty of flawless coin artistry. Combine that with its near-impossible rarity, and the result is a staggering figure. If you're lucky enough to own a genuine 1918 Kennedy half-dollar in pristine condition, or you ever come across one that's been authenticated and graded at the highest level, you may be holding a coin valued at an incredible $90,000. Yes, you heard that right. $90,000 for a single half-dollar that was never meant to exist. Now that's what treasure hunting is all about. So, before you go tossing aside old coins, make sure you take a closer look. There might be something unexpected, something impossible, waiting in your own collection. The world of rare coins is full of surprises, and stories like this are what keep us searching. If you enjoyed this journey into one of America's most mysterious coins, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you never miss another unbelievable coin story. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a coin that didn't seem to belong, or if you have questions about something in your collection. We'd love to hear your stories. Top 3. We're diving into one of the most fascinating and overlooked coins in American circulation, one that might be sitting in your change jar, tucked away in a dusty drawer, or hiding in a forgotten coin folder. It's the 1988 D. Kennedy half-dollar, and trust me, this is one coin you'll want to pay close attention to. And now, you might be wondering, what makes this half-dollar, minted in 1988, so special? After all, Kennedy half-dollars are still fairly common, and you can even find them in circulation every now and then. But here's the thing, not all coins are created equal. While millions of Kennedy half-dollars were minted in Denver that year, only a tiny number possess the kind of hidden details that make collectors sit up straight and get their wallets ready. Let's set the stage. The Kennedy half-dollar was first introduced in 1964, just months after the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Americans wanted a way to honor his legacy, and what better tribute than placing his profile on one of the largest circulating coins in U.S. currency? Since then, the half-dollar has become more than just money, it's a symbol of history, patriotism, and legacy. By 1988, the design was well established. The obverse features a sharp profile of President Kennedy, looking left with strength and dignity. The inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" encircle the portrait, with the date 1988 at the bottom. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the powerful eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch, with a shield at its chest, encircled by 50 stars representing unity, peace, and power. And now here's where things get interesting. The 1988 Kennedy half-dollar minted in Denver, marked by the small D beneath Kennedy's neck, was intended to be just another year in a long series. But in the world of coin collecting, mistakes are gold, and uniqueness is everything. While most 1988 D Kennedy half-dollars are only worth face value, some extremely rare examples have surfaced over the years that tell a very different story. These rare coins stand out due to one of three things: flawless mint condition, unexpected errors, or unusual die varieties. Let's talk about each of these briefly. First up, mint state perfection. Most coins, even those that are only a few years old, show signs of wear from handling. But a coin that has survived in perfect, untouched condition? That's something collectors go crazy for. Coins graded MS67, MS68, or even higher by professional services are incredibly scarce from this era, and their value jumps significantly in next errors. These are the jackpot for collectors. Double die obverse, misstrikes, off-center strikes, wrong planchets, you name it. One small mistake during minting can turn a common coin into a one-of-a-kind treasure. Imagine holding a coin that was never meant to exist in that exact form, like a rare biological mutation in the world of numismatics. That's what makes error coins so valuable. And finally, there are die varieties. Subtle differences in the way the dies were created, sometimes barely visible to the naked eye, can signal a rare variety. These take expert eyes and patience to identify, but the payoff can be astonishing. So how does the 1988 D Kennedy half-dollar fit into this picture? Well, a small number of these coins have been discovered with extraordinary qualities. Some show rare die anomalies. Others have been preserved in near-perfect condition, making them stand out among millions. And a select few combine both a flawless strike and a rare variation, making them the ultimate prize. Collectors and dealers across the country are now actively seeking these hidden gems. They're turning over every half-dollar they can find from 1988, hoping to discover that one shining example that breaks all expectations. And now, the question on everyone's mind: what could one of these coins actually be worth? It's time for the moment you've been waiting for. If you happen to come across a 1988 D Kennedy half-dollar in pristine, uncirculated condition, or even better, one with a rare and verified mint error, then you just might be holding a coin that's worth an incredible $75,000. That's right. A single half-dollar, struck in 1988, could be worth more than most people's cars, or even a down payment on a house. So the next time you're sorting through your coins or receiving change at the store, don't overlook the humble Kennedy half-dollar. Especially if you see that tiny D mint mark from Denver. Because hidden within that pocket change might just be a piece of history and a small fortune. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's rarest and most valuable coins, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss another incredible coin story. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin in the wild. We'd love to hear your story. Top 4. We're about to uncover the surprising truth behind a coin that many people overlook, the 1992 P. Kennedy half-dollar. Yes, the 1992 version of this iconic coin, minted in Philadelphia, is turning heads in the numismatic world. And while millions of these coins were made and spent without a second thought, a select few are now worth far more than most people could ever imagine. Let's dive in and explore it all begins with the Kennedy half-dollar series, a coin that stands for more than just its monetary value. First minted in 1964, the Kennedy half-dollar was created to honor the memory of President John F. Kennedy, just months after his tragic assassination. Americans were grieving. They wanted a way to pay tribute to their young, charismatic leader. And so, the U.S. Mint moved quickly to redesign the half-dollar with Kennedy's portrait on the front. That design has become a staple of American coinage ever since. Fast forward to 1992. A lot had changed by then, both in the world and in the world of coin collecting. Technology had advanced, minting techniques had improved, and collectors were beginning to pay closer attention to small details, finishes, strikes, errors, and conditions. That same year, something unique began to emerge. A quiet buzz among collectors. A whisper that some 1992 Kennedy half-dollars, specifically those with the Philadelphia mint mark, were not like the others. Most of the 1992 P. Kennedy half-dollars were released for general circulation. You could find them in your pocket, use them at the store, or toss them in a coin jar without a second glance. But hidden among those everyday coins, a few were different. They had sharper strikes, cleaner details, unusual finishes, and in some cases rare errors that occurred during the minting process. Let's talk about those key differences. Point 1: of the most exciting finds among collectors is what's known as a proof-like finish on a coin that was never supposed to be a proof. Proof coins are specially made for collectors, using highly polished dies and blanks to create a mirror-like finish. They're not meant for general circulation. But some 1992p Kennedy half dollars have been found with these brilliant, reflective surfaces, almost as if they were struck with proof dies by mistake. Then there are the mint errors. Coins with double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or transitional metals are some of the most desirable in the world of collecting. And while these mistakes are rare, they do happen. And when they occur on a coin that's already tied to a historical figure like John F. Kennedy, the value skyrockets. Now let's talk condition, another critical factor. A 1992p Kennedy half dollar that has been handled, dropped, scratched, or exposed to the elements will only be worth face value. But one that has been preserved in flawless, uncirculated condition, graded MS68 or higher by a professional coin grading service, enters a whole different league. These coins are pristine, untouched, and visually stunning. Only a few of these high-grade examples exist, and that's what makes them so valuable. Collectors around the country have been scouring estate sales, coin shops, and old bankrolls trying to find the elusive perfect version of the 1992p Kennedy half dollar. The thrill of possibly holding a rare variation in your hand is what keeps the hunt alive. And now, the question we've all been waiting for: how much could one of these rare, extraordinary 1992p Kennedy half dollars actually be worth? Well, take a moment to imagine this: a coin minted for just 50 cents, never expected to be worth anything more than lunch money, turning out to be a prized treasure. If you happen to come across the right one, a near-perfect condition piece, or one with a unique error or rare finish, it could carry a jaw-dropping value of $70,000. Yes, you heard that right. $70,000 for a coin you might have walked past 100 times. So, the next time you get a half dollar in change, or you're digging through an old coin collection, don't dismiss that shiny piece from 1992 with a little P mark under the portrait of JFK. Because that ordinary-looking coin might just be your unexpected ticket to something truly extraordinary. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the secrets of American coins, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and tap that notification bell so you never miss another hidden gem from the world of numismatics. Drop a comment below if you've ever come across a rare or unusual coin. We'd love to hear your story. Top 5. We're diving deep into the heart of American currency with a coin that many of you might have glanced at and overlooked, but which could secretly be hiding a small fortune. That's right, we're talking about the Kennedy half dollar from the year 2000, minted in Philadelphia. Now, you might be thinking, what's so special about a coin minted just over 2 decades ago? After all, millions of Kennedy half dollars have passed through pockets, coin jars, and cash drawers since 1964. But the 2000p half dollar? That one holds a few secrets. And by the time we're done here, you'll never look at your spare change the same way again. Let's rewind the clock for a moment. The Kennedy half dollar was introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy following his tragic assassination in 1963. Almost instantly, it became more than just currency. It became a symbol of hope, remembrance, and unity. And over time, it's become a canvas for rare variants, hidden errors, and collector dreams. Fast forward to the year 2000. The world was buzzing with the new millennium, and in the coin world, the US Mint was experimenting more than ever, introducing new series, working with new technologies, and expanding the scope of coinage in both appearance and purpose. Most Kennedy half dollars from this era were minted in relatively high numbers, but not many circulated widely. In fact, most were produced for collectors and coin sets, not for general use. That's your first clue: these coins weren't exactly tossed around in change. The Philadelphia Mint, the one represented by the tiny P mark, struck millions of these coins, yes. But a handful were struck in ways that made them very, very different. Coins that slipped through the cracks. Coins with minting errors so rare and subtle, they become numismatic legends. Some feature double die obverse, where the lettering or details are ever so slightly duplicated. Others have off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or strange metal compositions that were never meant to be used. And if you've got one of these? Let's just say you're not holding 50 cents, you're holding a dream. But even beyond the rare errors, the Kennedy half dollar from 2000 with a pristine strike in perfect condition, graded MS70, which is the highest possible quality, becomes a star in any coin collection. And that's not just collector hype. These coins are recognized by top numismatic authorities for their beauty, precision, and historical importance. Now, let's talk design, because this coin isn't just about value, it's also a work of art. On the obverse, we see the iconic left-facing profile of John F. Kennedy. Strong, determined, immortalized in silver and copper. It's one of the most enduring images in American coinage. The reverse features the presidential seal, a heraldic eagle clutching arrows, and an olive branch, a symbol of both power and peace. It's not just a coin. It's a message. So why does the 2000p Kennedy half-dollar stir up so much excitement today? Well, beyond the usual collector's buzz, there's something even juicier. A few rare coins from this minting year and location, Philadelphia, have surfaced in recent years in auctions and private sales that stunned the collecting world. These weren't just nice coins. These were flawless, historic, and incredibly scarce, and now for the moment you've been waiting for. Among these rarest finds, one particular 2000p Kennedy half-dollar in absolutely uncirculated, mint-perfect condition, verified and graded by top experts, didn't just attract attention to IT-made headlines. That specific coin sold for a jaw-dropping $62,000. Yes, you heard that right, $62,000 for a 50-cent piece. That's the kind of coin that doesn't just change your collection, it could change your life. So, if you've got a jar of old coins lying around, or you've inherited a collection from a relative, or maybe you just love searching through rolls from the bank, take a closer look at your Kennedy half-dollars. Check the date. Look for that tiny P. Inspect for unusual markings or signs of perfection. You never know what could be hiding in plain sight. If you found this story fascinating, and if you want to learn more about hidden treasures in your change, rare coins from around the world, and real-life finds worth thousands, then be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a coin that could change everything. Thanks for watching. And until next time, happy hunting, and may your pockets always be full of surprises.